The 911S5 botnet operated as a residential proxy service, allowing users to route their internet traffic through a network of compromised devices. Infection and control. The botnet operator was, in this case, Yunhee Wang, would infect a large number of computers, servers, and other internet-connected devices with malware. These infected devices became part of the botnet, forming a vast network. The operator maintained control over the botnet by issuing commands to the compromised devices. Proxy service. The primary purpose of 911S5 was to provide a proxy service to its users. Legitimate users, often cybercriminals, could purchase access to the botnet. When a user needed to hide their real IP address or location, they would connect to the 911S5 proxy network. Residential proxies. Unlike traditional data center proxies, which are easily detectable, 911S5 offered residential proxies. These proxies appeared as if they were coming from residential internet connections, making them harder to block or identify. The botnet leveraged the compromised device's legitimate residential IP addresses for this purpose. Traffic routing. When a user connected to the 911S5 proxy, their internet traffic was routed through the compromised devices in the botnet. Requests to websites, services, or other online resources would appear to originate from these residential IP addresses. This allowed users to bypass geo-restrictions, avoid IP-based bans, and maintain anonymity. The 911S5 botnet was a powerful network of compromised computers, also known as zombies, that were under the control of cybercriminals. These infected devices were used for various illicit purposes. The botnet operated by infecting residential Windows computer with malware, transforming them into zombie machines that could be controlled remotely. According to FBI Director Christopher Wray, it was likely the world's largest and facilitated numerous cybercrimes, including identity theft, financial fraud, and access to child exploitation materials. The botnet was also involved in defrauding financial institutions and federal lending programs, including pandemic relief scam. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland stated that the criminals were responsible for over $5.9 billion in estimate losses from relief program fraud. The botnet, managed by Yunhee Wang, infected millions of computers across nearly 200 countries. An international law enforcement team, including the FBI, arrested a Chinese national named Yunhee Wang. Yunhee Wang, a 35-year-old Chinese national, was identified as the administrator of the botnet. Wang was arrested in Singapore on May 24. He allegedly managed the network through 150 dedicated servers, half of which were leased from US-based service providers. Law enforcement seized approximately $29 million in cryptocurrency, luxury goods valued at $4 million, and about $30 million in real estate. These assets were located in various countries, including Singapore, Thailand, Dubai, and others. Additionally, 22 domains associated with the botnet were also seized. The operation, named Operation Tunnel Rat, involved executing multiple search warrants and conducting interviews in Singapore and Thailand. The FBI, along with international partners, dismantled the botnet's infrastructure and arrested Wang. Authorities are also looking into the possibility of additional arrests.
Today, the Justice Department led an international law enforcement operation stretching from Southeast Asia to Europe to the Caribbean, which disrupted 911S5. 911S5 was a botnet that facilitated cyber attacks, large-scale fraud, child exploitation, harassment, bomb threats, and export violations. As part of this operation, Yunhee Wang, a Chinese national, was arrested on charges for creating and operating the botnet and for deploying malware. We allege that Wang created and disseminated malware to compromise more than 19 million unique IP addresses, including more than 613,000 in the United States. He then made more than $99 million, selling cybercriminals access to his network of hijacked devices. Those criminals, in turn, used that access to commit a staggering array of crimes that victimized children, threatened people's safety, and defrauded financial institutions and federal lending programs. For example, as alleged in our indictment, We estimate that 9/11 S5 customers are responsible for more than $5.9 billion in losses due to fraud against pandemic relief programs. As a result of our coordinated actions, the botnet has been taken down. We and our partners have seized over $29 million in criminal assets tied to the botnet's operation, and the man behind the scheme is in custody. With this enforcement action, 9/11 S5 joins the growing list of botnets disrupted by the Justice Department, the FBI, and our international partners. As today's case makes clear, the long arm of the law stretches across borders and into the deepest shadows of the dark web. The Justice Department will never stop fighting to hold cyber criminals to account. Thank you.
What is a botnet? Botnets are networks of hijacked computer devices used to carry out various scams and cyber attacks. The term botnet is formed from the words robot and network. Assembly of a botnet is usually the infiltration stage of a multi-layer scheme. The bots serve as a tool to automate mass attacks such as data theft, server crashing, and malware distribution. Botnets use your devices to scam other people or cause disruptions, all without your consent. You might ask, what is a botnet attack and how does it work? To expand this botnet definition, we'll help you understand and how they are used. How botnet works. Botnets are built to grow, automate, and speed up a hacker's ability to carry out larger attacks. One person or even a small team of hackers can only carry out so many actions on their local devices. But, at little cost and a bit of time invested, they can acquire tons of additional machines to leverage for more efficient operations. A bot herder leads a collective of hijacked devices with remote commands. Once they've compiled the bots, a herder uses command programming to drive their next actions. The party taking command duties may have set up the botnet or be operating it as a rental. Zombie computers, or bots, refer to each malware-infected user device that's been taken over for use in the botnet. These devices operate mindlessly under commands designed by the bot herder. Once infected, a zombie computer allows access to admin-level operations, such as reading and writing system data, gathering the user's personal data, sending files and other data, monitoring the user's activities, searching for vulnerabilities in other devices, installing and running any applications. How do hackers control a botnet? Issuing commands is a vital part of controlling a botnet. However, anonymity is just as important to the attacker. As such, botnets are operated via remote programming. Command and control is the server source of all botnet instruction and leadership. This is the bot herder's main server, and each of the zombie computers gets commands from it. Each botnet can be led by commands either directly or indirectly. Centralized client-server models. Centralized models are driven by one bot herder server. A variation on this model may insert additional servers tasked as subherders, or proxies. However, all commands trickle down from the bot herder in both centralized and proxy-based hierarchies. Either structure leaves the bot herder open to being discovered, which makes these dated methods less than ideal. Decentralized peer-to-peer models. Decentralized models embed the instruction responsibilities across all the zombie computers. As long as the bot herder can contact any one of the zombie computers, they can spread the commands to the others. The peer-to-peer structure further obscures the identity of the bot herder party. With clear advantages over older centralized models, peer-to-peer is more common today. Botnet creators always have something to gain, whether for money or personal satisfaction. Financial theft, by extorting or directly stealing money. Information theft, for access to sensitive or confidential accounts. Sabotage of services by taking services and websites offline, etc. Cryptocurrency scams using users' processing power to mine for cryptocurrency, selling access to other criminals to permit further scams on unsuspecting users. Types of botnet attacks. Distributed denial of service is an attack based on overloading a server with web traffic to crash it. Zombie computers are tasked with swarming websites and other online services, resulting in them being taken down for some time. Phishing schemes imitate trusted people and organizations for tricking them out of their valuable information. Typically, this involves a large-scale spam campaign meant to steal user account information like banking logins or email credentials. Brute force attacks run programs designed to breach web accounts by force. Dictionary attacks and credential stuffing are used to exploit weak user passwords and access their data. How to protect yourself from botnets. Improve all user passwords for smart devices. Using complex and long passwords will help your devices stay safer than weak and short passwords, such as pass12345. Avoid buying devices with weak security. While this isn't always easy to spot, many cheap smart home gadgets tend to prioritize user convenience over security. Research reviews on a product's safety and security features before buying. Update admin settings and passwords across all your devices. You'll want to check all possible privacy and security options on anything that connects device to device or to the internet. Even smart refrigerators and Bluetooth-equipped vehicles have default manufacturer passwords to access their software systems. Without updates to custom login credentials and private connectivity, hackers can breach and infect each of your connected devices. Be wary of any email attachments. The best approach is to completely avoid downloading attachments. When you need to download an attachment, carefully investigate and verify the sender's email address. Also, consider using antivirus software that proactively scans attachments for malware before you download. Never click links in any message you receive. Texts, emails, and social media messages can all be reliable vehicles for botnet malware. Manually entering the link into the address bar will help you avoid DNS cache poisoning and drive-by downloads. Also, take an extra step to search for an official version of the link. Install effective antivirus software. A strong internet security suite will help to protect your computer against Trojans and other threats. Be sure to get a product that covers all your devices, including Android phones and tablets. Tips on how to protect yourself. The FBI, CIS, and DOC recommend individuals take the following precautions to protect themselves against botnets. Avoid untrustworthy websites and ads. Avoid downloading free software, such as the VPN applications listed above, and do not click on pop-up ads from untrusted websites. Interacting with these pages often initiates malware installation on your device. Ignore suspicious emails. Phishing emails are one of the top techniques used to infiltrate a device. Be leery of emails that ask you to open an attachment or follow a link. Use antivirus software. Antivirus software can detect and remove malware that is used to create botnets. Keep your software up to date to ensure it can detect the most recent threats. The FBI, CIS, and DOC recommend businesses take the following precautions to protect themselves against botnets. Keep software and operating systems up to date. Many botnet attacks are designed to exploit vulnerabilities in apps or software. Installing updates when they become available can help prevent your device from being infected. Evaluate BYOD policies. Businesses who regularly test, review, and validate